When Doves Die, written by Jebodiaz Muadi. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting live on 6th Avenue, New York, normally a bustling entertainment mecca. Instead, we are witnessing paramedics and multiple police units. Crime scene tape has cordoned off the entrance of the luxurious Blue Palace Hotel. Reporting here tonight, live from WRUK News, and my name is Bradford Keels. Joining me is, hi, I'm Samantha Tabbs. Bradford, what a solemn night for fans. Yes, Samantha, for those of you just tuning in, tonight, the multifaceted child actor turned rapper and became the first 26-year-old self-made billionaire. Chaz Perez was found dead in a penthouse suite by a woman with who the mega star shared a child with. Chaz Perez dead at the young age of 29 years old. Yes, Bradford, what a tragedy for this young man who beat the odds, only for this to happen. Speaking of beating the odds, Chaz Perez first made a name for himself at the age of 7 years old. The then-child actor played the role of Obi, a child slave that escaped from a plantation in South Carolina. After his parents were killed, he continued the journey across the country, where he would find a home in Portland, Oregon. I just want to add, Bradford, the movie garnered a lot of criticism from social equality advocates, because the African American community felt that the role should have been played by a black actor. However, after the movie was released, the movie earned the child actor an Oscar nomination for his performance. What a great movie, Samantha! But we do know that Chaz Perez, aka Zimbones the rapper, was facing some serious charges before this unfortunate incident. Yes, Bradford, he was facing several assault charges, and the latest, conspiracy to a murder, in which the rapper and producer known as Snap, whose real name is Arthur Camp, was gunned down while driving on I-95. The rap industry is where Chaz Perez became a billionaire after he appeared in several movies. Now 17 years old, he recorded the hit song "The Ladies Love a Salesman." Yes, Bradford, the song went multi-platinum, but he is best known for his double CD album Industry Assassin. The album was very controversial, as it was basically an attack on the entertainment industry. Yes, Bradford, at one point the record industry attempted to prevent the release of the Industry Assassin. However, after Perez said that he would use his own finances, the record company released it. Samantha, the Metro P.D just released more information. Let's listen in as they address the media. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Captain Ribbon, and to the loved ones and fans alike, Chaz Perez was found in his hotel suite unresponsive. Currently, investigators suspect no foul play, but the investigation is still ongoing. There will be no questions from the public. Thank you. Page 1. 20 years ago. You took more, give that back. Stop being such a baby, Chaz, Monica said with a smile as she handed him the bag of candy. I'm not a baby. I said take some, not all. A voice coming from the window called out, Chaz! Chaz, come inside, we have to get ready. Okay, Mom. Chaz, is your mother gonna be on TV? I guess so. On what show? I don't know, she never tells me. Well, when you come back, will you come back out to the porch and play? If she lets me. If she doesn't, do you want me to knock on your door? I guess so. The voice from the window. Chaz, don't make me call you again. I gotta go, Monica. Chaz and his mother live on Jerome Avenue in the Bronx. Chaz is a thin kid with wire-framed glasses. Because of his dark complexion, most of the kids thought that he was black. Although being Hispanic, his mother only spoke Spanish in the home. Monica is the girl that lives downstairs from Chaz. Most of the kids confused her for being Hispanic because she has long, straight hair. Her parents would call her India. However, she was born to African-American parents. Mrs. Perez, you are next, as the receptionist hands her a folder with her lines. You can call me Wanda, thank you. And she sits back down, looking over her lines, as the last audition walks out of the staging area. Chaz, when we get inside, you have to be very quiet. I will, Mom. Mrs. Perez, you can call me Wanda. Wanda, can you tell us about some of your work? I got my first role as the happy paper towel extra. I was the cashier. Then I played Sonia on the soap opera Days of the Week. That was some time ago. Have you done anything lately? Well, hopefully after this role. I can say that I have not. Take your place and read lines 29 to 38. Wanda read her lines with passion and conviction. Chaz looked on with fascination at his mother's performance. At home, she would often act out characters in front of Chaz. That's great, Mrs. Perez. We have your information, and we will contact you. Wait, is this your son? Yes, this is my son, Chaz. She proudly says with a smile and a glance to her son. Wanda, we are looking to cast a movie. In fact, this movie is projected to become a classic. Does your son have acting experience? He and I role play at home, but that's about it. Wanda, would you be willing to bring your son to the studio in Midtown? Can I ask when this is supposed to happen? First things first, we will need his portfolio. He doesn't have one, but I can take him, and we will have it done by tomorrow. Martin, can you take a few photos, and we will send them to the director? Martin looks at Wanda. Wanda, this is just temporary, to speed things up. Production on the film starts in 3 months. So you don't need a portfolio? Martin says, yes, but these pictures will act as a pre-audition, so you will need to bring one with you. Does this mean that my son has this role? Wanda holding back the joy. Let's just say that from our end. He has the look that we are looking for. The last say is the director. Can you have your son at Midtown Theater next Friday at 4 o'clock? Yes. Yes, thank you. Wanda smiles. Page 2. Hi, Mrs. Perez. Can Chaz come out to play? Monica grew restless waiting for Chaz to come outside. Monica, Chaz is busy, and he will have to see you tomorrow. Wanda sat with Chaz, preparing him by role-playing and providing pointers. That was good, Chaz, but try not to smile when you say your lines. The two rehearsed into the night. Monica was standing in the school hallway waiting for Chaz the next day. Although she is 1 year older than Chaz, they are the same height. The two have known each other since they were babies. Mrs. Perez moved into the brownstone right after her husband was killed in a drug deal gone bad. Ever since then, she has worked for Metro Transport. Come on, Chaz, I want to stop at the store. Monica, I have to go straight home. Why, we always go to the store first. My mother wants me to do what she does. You mean you are gonna be on TV? No, they said it's a movie. You? In a movie? Monica smiled from ear to ear. Hey, Mike, it's Jack Raft. Hello, Jack. What can I do for you? I've got something that you are going to enjoy. Did you receive the photos? Yes, I have them. Impressive. Has he worked for a production company? No, Mike. Innocent and prime for the taking. Who will you assign to him? Mike, I want to turn this one myself. Then I will hand him over to you. And what about the parents? Widowed, the husband was a two-bit thug who got what he deserved. She works for Metro Transport. She looks like she could use the money. I can tell you more about it on Friday. Good work, Jack. We talk on Friday. Chaz, sit down, and let's go over your lines, Wanda said nervously as the subway train began to move away from the station. The cabin was full. People were on their way to work, and a panhandler singing badly for anyone who handed him spare change. "Look, over there, Papa. It's a river." Then Wanda added, "Boy, we gon' make it." Line after line the two rehearse. Next stop is Midtown Station, over the loudspeaker. "Mrs. Perez, I mean Wanda. And hey, Chaz, are you ready for your big day?" "I'm fine," said Chaz in a calm voice. Wanda extended her hand. "We're fine, Mr. Raft, and we are ready as we can be," as she placed one hand on top of Chaz's head. "Wanda, we are going to have you take a seat over there, and Chaz, you will go with Marn up to the stage." Wanda hands Marn the portfolio and takes a seat. Marn and Chaz begin to read off their lines, and halfway through the reading, "Cut, cut, cut!" "Mr. Raft, is everything okay?" Wanda asked in concern. "No, Wanda, it's just that Chaz will not be ready by production." "What does this mean? Does he still get the part? Can he at the very least be an extra in the movie?" "Wanda, I'm going to be straightforward with you. The director has offered Chaz the lead role, and from the proceeds alone from this role can change your lives forever. But he needs work. Marn is my assistant, and she works with up-and-coming child stars. In fact, one of the actors that she is mentoring will be playing a role beside Chaz in the movie." "Yes, Mr. Raft, I can bring Chaz here for rehearsals," Wanda spoke in an assuring voice. Page 3. "Wanda, what I mean to say is that this mentorship program is a residential mentorship." Then Marn added, "We feel that it helps the children to stay focused on their roles. It will only be for 3 months, just until we start shooting. The benefit from this program is that the production company will cut you a check for $30,000, $10,000 for each month of mentorship. You are free to visit, and you can call whenever you like." Wanda and Chaz agreed and proceeded to sign the contract. "Why, Chaz? Why do you have to stay there? What about school?" Monica asked the question with a lost look on her face. "My mom said that this can change our lives. And as for the money, my mom said that we could use it around the house, for bills and stuff. It just won't be the same. I'm used to seeing you every day, Chaz. It's going to be different." "Don't worry, Monica. My mother said that we will be rich. And when we are, I'm gonna buy your family a house right next to ours." Chaz and Monica shared a smile as Monica shot the basketball into the makeshift hoop made from a milk crate hung over a doorway entrance. Present day. "Hello, Captain Ribbon. This is Monica Perez." "Hello, Mrs. Perez. I don't know how we can assist you. The investigation is closed. An accidental slip and fall was determined to be the cause of death." "Captain, with all due respect, I was the one who found my estranged husband, and I know what a bullet hole looks like." "Mrs. Perez, if you are unsatisfied with the coroner's report or the investigation, feel free to come in and file a complaint, or you can have your attorney file an appeal against the decision. Have a good day." Captain Ribbon hung up without waiting for a response. Monica would then reach out to Wanda Perez. "Hola, Wanda. I'm going to file a complaint against the Metro PD. Chaz was shot. Why or what are they covering up?" "Monica, the police said that there were drugs found throughout the penthouse." "Wanda, the autopsy said there were no drugs found in his system, and he promised me and our son that he would never touch another drug, and I believe that he honored that." "Monica, I know how you feel. He was my son, but I trust the police investigation. Before you do anything rash, let me make a few phone calls, and I will fill you in on what I find out." The call ended. 20 years ago. Marn, the producer's assistant, lives in a sprawling mansion on Long Island Sound, with terraces, tennis courts, and an outdoor pool in the shape of a diamond. When Wanda and Chaz arrived, there were children playing and nannies assisting. "Hello, Wanda. Chaz, Can I show you both around the house? Martin asked them both. As they made their way throughout the property, Martin introduced Chaz and Wanda to everyone who was important to the production team. Miles Johnson, this is Wanda and Chaz Perez. Both you and Chaz will be sharing a room together. It was getting late, and Wanda had to leave for work. She kissed her son on his cheek and said, "Call me day or night if you need anything." Page 4 Miles was not only taller than most of the kids his age, but he also looked older. Miles was given the role as Sonny, Chaz's best friend on the plantation. So, it made sense for the two to share a room together. Most of the children in the movie were paired off in this manner. I hear Dad Day let you play Obie? Miles was from St. Louis, but his family moved to New York after he began garnering roles in commercials. 2 years older than Chaz, plus he had already earned a reputation with the rest of the children attending the program. 2 months had passed, and the children and their parents attended a pre-casting party. All the cast, production crews, along with the directors and producers. Money was no object, and every cartoon character and musical entertainment was provided. After the party was over, the children had hot cocoa, then retired for the next day. Place him here, Jack Raft commanded. Martin induced a sleeping sedative in Chaz's hot cocoa as he fell fast asleep on the bed. Jack Raft hands Martin an envelope containing $100 bills, and she leaves the darkly lit room. As Mike Donner and Jack Raft stood over a 7-year-old sleeping child. 15 years ago, the movie premiered on schedule and was an instant success. The movie was up for major awards, and the actress who played the role of Sonny's mother won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in a Film. The roles kept coming in for Chaz, and every teen show would have him on their show as a guest. Now at the age of 16, he was offered the role of KC, a troubled street kid. Hey Chaz, where are you on your way to? Monica said. Remember when I said that once I'm old enough to drive? I was gonna buy us a car so that we could get around. My mom is taking me to sign up for driving classes to save money on car insurance. That's great, Chaz. Come see me when you get back. Chaz gives Monica a kiss and gets into his mother's new Mercedes-Benz. Later, your payment did not clear. The driver instructor candidly pointed it out. There has to be some kind of mistake, Wanda said adamantly. There's no mistake. Well, I will return tomorrow with a cash payment. In the meantime, I am leaving the rest of the information here that you asked for. Mom, what's going on? Why did he say that the check didn't clear? Chaz looked with concern. Oh, I changed accountants, so I believe that it must have something to do with paperwork. Don't worry, Chaz. We'll come back tomorrow. It'll be fine. They returned home, and Wanda got on the phone with executive producer Mike Donner. Stop calling my office. Our business is finished, Mike said in a stern voice. Mike, your production company was supposed to cut a check for the last movie. Wanda, your son has made approximately $20 million to date, and between your bad investments and squandering Chaz's trust fund on yourself. Sounds like a personal problem to me. Can I at least get the advance for K.C? The answer is no, Wanda. Chaz is 16 years old, and we will not risk a lawsuit. Should he decide to emancipate, and from the looks of things, no. Page 5. Hi, Mr. Ridley. This is Wanda. I know that it's after hours. I was wondering if we could meet tonight, possibly work something out regarding the payment. Mr. Ridley is a heavy-set man who smelled like diesel fuel and coffee. He is also the owner of Drive the Right Way School for Driving and Insurance. Mr. Ridley, I will do anything to get my son into this class. The check from the production company that I work for bounced on me as well. However, It will take at least a month before a new check can be forwarded. Here is my address, and don't be waste my time, Mr. Ridley said in a harsh tone. Chaz, they called me in for overtime at Metro tonight. I will see you in the morning, as she kissed him on the cheek, knowing all the while that she quit Metro Transport right after receiving the $30,000 check from the mentorship program. Meanwhile, Chaz still believes that his mother is still employed. Wanda arrived at Mr. Ridley's, who was standing in the doorway, in boxers and a t-shirt. Wanda walks up to the door and drops to her knees. Get in, Chaz, we ridin'. Miles hollers from the driver's side window. Hey, Miles, Monica waves. Chaz kisses Monica on the lips. I won't be too long. Chaz opens the door of the Jeep Grand Cherokee and gets in. When you get in yo shit, bro. Miles passes the blunt after taking a long pull of smoke. Once I finish these classes, my mom is going to take me to look for something. She better young blood. I see she just traded in her old Mercedes. The two pulled up to some rundown old projects, where Miles once grew up. The men began to walk over to some men, sitting on some benches. Oh, my bad, Chaz, Snap, said that he wanna holla at you. Miles walked over to the basketball courts as Snap extended a hand to shake with Chaz. What's good, my boy? Snap is a music producer. However, he is known for his crew of hardcore thugs, feared by most in this city. What's good, Snap? My guy, we working on this new track. I want you in on it. Snap, I never rapped before. It would be a waste of everyone's time. Miles told me about this project. But, look bro, this track is called The Ladies Love a Salesman, and the streets are saying that it's going to go big. Chaz, I'm willing to put Miles on the track with you. Here, take this with you. Listen to it, and let me or Miles know what's good. 10 years ago. WRUK News here at the 6 o'clock news. I'm Bradford Keels. Today's top story. Child actor turned rapper Chaz Perez aka Zimbones is being sued? And you won't believe by whom? His own mother. Apparently now Miss Perez has squandered the vast majority of Chaz Perez's fortune. Yes, Bradford, according to financial records show that Chaz Perez has made over $20 million over his career, with $5 million that is frozen until his 18th birthday. What a 17th birthday, Samantha. However, he will be okay, regardless of the outcome of this trial. The release of All of the Ladies Love a Salesman has gone triple platinum. So sky is the limit. I'm Samantha Tabbs, and I am Bradford Keels reporting. Page 6, the release of All of the Ladies Love a Salesman has gone triple platinum. So sky is the limit. I'm Samantha Tabbs, and I am Bradford Keels reporting. Daughter, Wanda here. There's no talking to him. It is time to take the next step. Hello, Miss Perez, Mike Donner. I know who you are, Mike. You know? You bastards have always spoken to me, treated me, and my son as non-humans. And if you really want to take it there, you do it with all your talent, pronouncing your full name as if we are meeting for the first time. You bitch. Then you, Wanda, of all people, fully understand what must be done. Listen carefully. You gave your child, willingly, while living vicariously through your son. Tell me, Wanda, how much have you spent of your talent's money? Bitch, this why your world is falling apart, while your son is smart enough to invest in ventures outside of your influence. So, I will be direct with you, as you, miss, have been forthright with me. An arrest by the end of the week, and since today is Thursday, you have one business day left. The phone hung up with a sound Wanda Perez was all too familiar with. Wanda hangs up the phone with Mike Donner, tears falling from her eyes. She makes a call to Snap. Hey, is this who I think it is? I mean the last I heard. Somebody wanted me to drop dead. Music playing in the background and others could be heard talking. Hey, yes, this is Wanda. I'm calling him my chips nigga. First off, you owe me. I protected your son from the streets of Jerome Avenue to the mansions in the neighborhoods in which you live today. So watch how you speak. How would Chaz feel if he knew that you were pimping me out for it? So, I'm his mother nigga. So fuck how you feel? This is his world premiere, Wanda, and the whole world will be watching. Wanda, this is your opportunity to allow your son to stand with the greatest of all time. Just his influence alone, he's already making a difference around the world through his investments. Isn't that what all of this was about? Make it happen, snap. The phone went silent. The baby? Mr. and Mrs. Perez, it's a boy. As the doctor placed the child into Monica's arms, Chaz standing beside her. The couple, filled with happiness, embraced the baby boy. Chaz, I'm so happy we have a boy. Chaz places a kiss on his son's head and then gives his wife a kiss. Just then the nurse asks, "What is his name?" Chaz Jr., Monica said confidently, and before Chaz had a chance to converse. Monica looks around the room as her father, and then mother walks in. Congratulations! Monica's parents walk in with flowers and balloons. One person was amidst from this bedside gathering. WRUK News at 5 Entertainment segment. Good evening, my name is Samantha Tabbs. Here tonight on WRUK News. We are here live at the world premiere of the new release and live concert. Both events taking place within the same venue. One ticket purchases it all. Tonight here at the world-famous Rhino Stadium, the home of 12-time world champion Rhinos. Page 7, Not to Cut You Off, Bradford. Industry Assassin, a very controversial song on this tour. However, it has remained at the #1 position for 2 months now. Yes, Samantha! We are here live in Old San Juan, Puerto Rico, to a sold-out crowd, and look around, Samantha. People from all over the world are here. What an event. Industry Assassin is what the crowd is here for. I am Samantha Tabbs, and I am Bradford Keels reporting for WRUK News. Chaz, it's your mother. She wants to settle the lawsuit once the tour is over. Chaz took the phone from Monica. Congratulations to you too, Mom, then hung up the phone and cuddled beside Monica and Chaz Jr. It was a good year for Chaz and the tour. Sold-out concerts, advertisements, and promotions produced record-breaking sales, made Zimbones a household name. Chaz purchased a production company that would go on to produce some of the top-charting movies of that year. He also bought 2 adjoining mansions in the Hamptons. Things were really looking up. However, with great fame comes great power. Chaz, you and I need to meet. Mike Donner is at the Hilltop Hotel, and he wants to discuss the release of royalties for Obi. Once we are there, we can all discuss the settlement, and hopefully you and I can move on with our lives. Wanda spoke in a business tone. What happened to you? I mean, how could you take such good memories of a mother who would one day play a princess, then another she was a lion king? Some days she would even play the clown when I was feeling down. Now I can only see those memories as a curse. I did it for you, Chaz, so that you and I could have a better life. Mother, you did it for yourself, not for me. How could you send your 7-year-old child to live amongst predators? But to you, I guess strangers would suffice. The phone went silent. How could there be a response? Chaz hung up. Snap! I told you before the tour ended. I guess that's why your stupid ass is now producing for my son, and not the other way around. Wanda spoke in a slow, cold voice. I told you. You must have me twisted. When you told me that shit, I was hoping that maybe you had too much to drink and would come to your senses. Not everyone is as cold-hearted as you. Even thugs have a code to live by, Snap said, as he attempted to hold back from what he really wanted to say. Wanda listened silently, and then the phone went dead, but Wanda was not finished. Hello, Jack? Hello? You failed. We offered you a way out, Wanda, with no way of paying back the $1.3 million owed to us. Jack Raft was direct and to the point. Jack, it wasn't my fault. The person that was going to take care of it backed out, and Jack, I believe that he is going to tell Chiz everything, and we can't let that happen. The phone hung up. Jack? Jack? You there? Jack Raft stood up from his captain's chair and walked over to the bookcase in the east wing of the mansion. He then pulled a book from a shelf, and false panel revealed a hidden room. Inside the room was a lone leather chair and table, and a wall-sized screen. As Jack took a seat, the screen prompted 7 figures. All were elderly men sitting at attention, waiting on Jack's first words. Page 8. The studio Kick Rocks Records is located in the Fabric District near the docks. Snap was working on some new music with his up-and-coming talent. There were technicians, an engineer, and people just moving about around the studio. Hey, you don't have to pick up the phone for me, but Snap called, and he needs you at the studio as soon as you get this message. Chaz looks at his phone and sees the message. Monica, I need to get down to the studio. Chaz, you know how I feel about that studio and what it did to us. Monica, I know what's important to me. Losing you and the baby over my behavior while on tour. I know what's important to me, and that's you and Chaz Jr. in my life. Chaz takes hold of one of Monica's hands to comfort and reassure. Honey, I'll give you a call when I get to my place. Chaz places a kiss on Monica's cheek, kisses Chaz Jr., and walks out the door. An hour later, Chaz takes notice of the stoppage in traffic. As the traffic trickles through, Chaz does not notice the black Range Rover flipped on its side. When he arrived at the studio, all the lights were off. Everyone had left because no one in the studio was expecting Chaz. Now at home, he calls Monica to end the evening over the phone. However, by 4 o'clock in the morning, things would change drastically. WRUK News alert this morning. Rap mogul and child superstar Zimbones, whose real name is Chaz Perez, has been released this morning on a $2 million bond. The charges are murder in the first degree. Samantha, it appears as if he is being accused of the shooting death of the producer of his production company and good friend. Snap, whose real name is Arthur Camp. It seems like there may have been some bad blood. Well, Bradford, we can certainly say that this has only added to the various assaults and lawsuits that he is already facing. Sadly for Zimbones, this one is going to be hard for his attorneys to wash away with his billions. That is correct, Samantha. We are going to have to see how this plays out. And we here at WRUK News will keep you up to date. I'm Bradford Keels, and I am Samantha Tabbs reporting. Chaz was taken into custody by the New City Metropolitan Police Department. Detective Ribbon was the arresting officer. By morning, every news outlet had covered the story. Monica and their attorneys were all present for his release on bond. However, they made no statements as they exited the building. Although Chaz and Monica were legally separated, she stood by Chaz, spending time at his place, and he would spend time at the mansion. However, Monica did not sleep with Chaz, but the support that she gave was more than enough. The summer was now over, and the trial was set for November. The lawsuit which Wanda bought 5 years ago was due to be heard in 2 weeks. The reason for the delay was due to Wanda's attorneys because of entering inadmissible properties in the case. Chaz purchased 2 duplexes in New Jersey and moved he and Wanda into one property and Monica and her family into the other, while renting the adjoining units. This is the property for which she is suing. However, the attorneys added outside investments as well as the 2 mansions in the Hamptons which caused the delay. Page 9. Hello, Wanda. Mike Donner here. Hello, Mike. What do you want? Wanda asked. The meeting has been set for tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, same location. Penthouse Suite 204A. Will there be a problem? You will have to contact him. Right now, he and his wife are not speaking to me. Well, Wanda, I can tell you that I share your son's sentiments. Hello, Chaz. I'm hearing good things about the new music. Come in, Wanda. Look, Mike, I'm only here to discuss the royalties and to settle with my mother. So tell me, where do we stand and what are you offering? Wanda, what are you drinking? Chaz, would you like a drink? Wanda requested a glass of wine, while Chaz took a cold bottle of flavored water. Here you go, Mike said with a smile. He laid the paperwork out on the table for viewing. What the hell? Chaz, drowsy and confused. Beer, liquor bottles, pills, and drugs were scattered throughout the luxury penthouse suite. He awoke alone and naked on the bed with no cover. Spots of semen covered the sheets, and he knew something wasn't right. He put his clothes on, cursing his mother as he did so. Taped to the door was a manila folder with his name on it. While in the elevator, he looked into the envelope, and there were compromising photos of him, with both men and women. The note read, "We have the originals." Chaz furiously drives to 3 Ardy Avenue. A green Mercedes was parked in the carport. Upon exiting the car, he is met by 4 men. Chaz Perez. The men wore badges around their necks. Chaz now cornered. One of the men handed Chaz a protective order. Mr. Perez, this document stands as notice. You are ordered to have no contact with Miss Perez. Please get back into your vehicle before you are placed under arrest. The policeman stood silently as Chaz, still angry, got back into his car and drove away, back to the hotel to see if he could access some of the hotel's video footage. WRUK News at 6. We here at RUK News brought you an update to a truly sad and disturbing story reported to you last week. The rapper and mogul Chaz Zimbones Perez was discovered unresponsive in a penthouse suite in Midtown last week by his estranged wife. After what sources say, she received a mysterious phone call directing her to the hotel. Bradford, this is truly sad when you think about the history of these child actors. We here at RUK News send our condolences to the family, Bradford. Thank you, Samantha. We will be broadcasting live from the funeral procession today, so stay tuned. Ola Wanda, my attorneys plan to file a complaint against the Metro P.D today. Monica, the police said that there were drugs found throughout the penthouse. Wanda, the autopsy said there were no drugs found in his system, and he promised me and our son that he would never touch another drug, and I believe that he honored that, something you would know nothing about. Monica, I know how you feel about me, but he was my son, and I trust the police investigation. Before you do anything rash, let me make a few phone calls, and I will fill you in on what I find out. The call ended. Wanda, staring off into darkness, pauses, then makes a call. Jack, she's going to the police. What do you want me to do? There was no response to come from Mr. Rapp, because Monica's phone was tapped. Her death had already taken place before the phone line went dead. Page 10.